Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jared, and first of all, I'd just like to apologize for my inactivity for such a long time. I've been busy, that's a fact, but also, let's just say felt a little lackluster with my creative drive for this channel for some time, and but with the awards season back in full force, I'm so glad and so excited to be back. And today we'll be talking about a few movies, but I'd just like to give some background first. So recently I was at the Singapore International Film Festival. It's the 35th edition of Singapore's flagship film festival. It's the biggest film event in Singapore. It's usually in the late November to early to the second week of December each year. And this year I had the great fortune to attend the festival as one of the 50 Cinephile pass holders. So as a Cinephile pass holder, I had access to unlimited regular screenings and in conversation sessions, which basically means dialogue sessions with filmmakers and with actors, and I had a great time. I caught 11 movies. I'm gonna be reviewing 3 movies on this video. The Room Next Door, I Saw the TV Glow, as well as Nightbitch. But before I begin the film reviews proper, just like to give a channel update. So as you can see, I have some film posters with me. I've got Alien and The Thing. So this year, 2024, is quite a huge year for sci-fi movies, science fiction movies, and yeah, please excuse the noise outside. Yeah, so it's been raining. It's the end of the year. It's a little bit cold. So as you can see, that's why I'm wearing a jacket. Please pay no attention to the logo. This video is not sponsored by anybody whatsoever. So yeah, so I've got some film posters. So in the past, I collected some film posters for a while. I've stopped collecting for a long time due to various reasons. But since we are on the genre of science fiction, other than these 2 classics, there's also Planet of the Apes, the 1968 original. So this year there's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So this is the original, starring Charlton Heston. And of course, talking about science fiction, how can we not see the genre-defining, timeless masterpiece that is, of course, 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, so I do hope in the future I would have more time to show you more film posters that I've collected in past. So so I have finally returned home to record new videos, to make new videos as I've promised. So as you can see, I did try to touch up my space. It's not perfect, I would say. You can still see some stains here and there, but I try to decorate with some of the film posters. So maybe in future videos at home, I will put up different film posters that I have as an effort to show the collection that I have. Yeah. Now without further ado, let's dive right into the 3 movies. So first up, Pedro Almodovar's The Room Next Door. Tilda, Swinton, Julianne Moore. That's it. That's the review. No, of course not. So Almodovar's first English language film. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Even if the film is absolute trash, just to watch Tilda Swinton and Julianne Moore dominating the screen is enough to send me. So anyway, both of them did really well in the film. I enjoyed their performances. I would say Almodovar is quite consistent with this film. So the direction, the performances, the lead performances, like I said, even the cinematography, the choice of colors, the music, it's nothing like a Hollywood filmmaker would give you. So yeah. Now I do think the screenplay, however, is relatively weaker than many of Almodovar's films in his native language, which may or may not be attributable to him writing in English, not his first language. And of course I would assume that he had the help of translation from professionals, but yeah, that's just a thought. But which begs the question, if this film was made in Spanish, but this film did not star Tilda Swinton or Julianne Moore, or Penelope Cruz, would Almodovar's story and direction alone make this a great film? Food for thought. Now, moving on, I saw the TV Glow. I've been dying to see this film since its world premiere at the start of the year. It was raved at Sundance Film Festival. Of course, not across the board, but many people and other creators and film critics that I follow really liked the film, and I'm so glad I finally got to watch it. So, Jane Schrumburn's, excuse me if I butchered that name, sophomore feature follows Owen and Maddie, two isolated teenagers on the social fringes who bonded over a TV show called The Pinkopig. And, some stuff happened, which I'm not going to go into the details of, and yeah. Now, I would say the problem with this film, which I actually, in my opinion, I see it as a strength, is that not many people can get on board with it, and that's totally fine. Sure, it's very surreal, and at times it can feel a bit too much, like Everything Everywhere was when we first watched it, but I think it's supposed to depict the experience of a group of people among us who have a deep connection with something or somebody that the majority of us can never begin to comprehend. But that's their life, that's their lived experience, that's their perspective, and it's completely valid. And in the same breath, this of course includes the queer coming-of-age experience as well. Now, I'm not here to interpret the film for you or to tell you what I think the film means. I do think every one of us is unique, and what we take away from this film, those of you that watched it, all of us, all of our interpretations and opinions are equally valid and unique. I might even say that I think if I were to rewatch this film 3 to 5 years from now, for example, I might have a different takeaway, and perhaps my interpretation would be deeper than what I have now, as opposed to when I first watched it a few weeks ago. Now, as far as filmmaking is concerned, in general, I don't think I pick out any issues in particular from this film. Of course, that's not to say it's a 5 stars or 10 out of 10 for me. In fact, I do think I Saw the TV Glow is one of those films that we as the audience are supposed to sit with it and to really think what it means to us individually rather than assessing it technically. And technically, anyway, it's quite a visual experience. And last but not least, Nightbitch. Now, I wish I had avoided the trailer. You see, before the trailer dropped, my knowledge of this film was the same as everybody else. It was that vague synopsis that we were seeing over the internet by such like, I guess. So and then the trailer dropped. I mean, before the trailer dropped, I already got the feeling that this is a weird movie, and then the trailer dropped, and it kind of messed up my expectation of it, my curiosity for it in my mind, and I really hate that. Now, moving on, I'm glad that Amy Adams got her TIFF Tribute Performer Award, along with the film's world premiere at the festival a few months ago. But Nightbitch really isn't anywhere close to any of Amy Adams's prominent titles, those movies that we know her from, Arrival, movies like that over the past 2 decades. It's nothing like those movies. Sure, I did expect this film to be weird, but at least I thought it could have been done well. It could have been done stylishly, and just, being much more convincing than what I saw. I mean, if for a film, a body horror, since we are in this subgenre, if the substance could achieve what it had set out to, as it did, and in time to come, I'm sure, cements itself as a new classic in the body horror genre, then certain things have definitely gone wrong with Nightbitch that made this film to not be able to achieve the same. But I would say though, Amy Adams' performance was alright during the normal parts of the film. But that's about it. I do think she earned her Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress Comedy, but more on that later. But beyond that, everything else just felt like it was half-ass effort or a parody of what it actually wanted, what it actually envisioned to become. Now, even disregarding all that, if I were asked the simple question of, was Nightbitch entertaining? I would say probably about half. Now you see, Anora is a screwball comedy, but it managed to hold on to its purpose, its soul, its essence, even with all that over-the-top action and comedy. But Nightbitch, to me, it kind of lost its way, I would say, into the film. But having said all that, Anora is an original screenplay from Sean Baker. Nightbitch is based on a book, and I have not read that book. I don't think I ever will, so perhaps, maybe, I could be misunderstood for this film. Who knows? Last but not least, we now move on to some awards talk. Of course, these three films have not garnered much awards attention, unlike, like Anora, Amelia Perez, Wicked, even The Substance, But I'm gonna do it this way. We're just gonna look at it in point form, based on what we already know by now. So first up, Tilda Swinton and Amy Adams' Golden Globes nominations. Cheers to both of them. I would say Tilda Swinton deserved it. Very well deserved. In my opinion, as far as Almodovar had set out for this film to achieve, as far as that is concerned, bearing in mind that this film is in the English language, Tilda Swinton is a perfect casting choice. It's the kind of role that you don't really see anybody else play but her. As for Amy Adams, well, good for her, but I would say that's probably the end of her awards journey this season. Not just because the Best Actress category is so stacked, I mean it's always stacked, but Amy's performance just doesn't measure up to, say, Demi Moore in The Substance, or Mikey Madison in Anora, or even Angelina Jolie in Maria. Yeah, so it's... yeah. Now, moving on, second, I'm very glad to see that some critics groups are recognizing TV Glow. So I think most recently the Florida Film Critics awarded it Best Original Screenplay. That's some taste right there. But as far as, original screenplay as a category is concerned, TV Glow really doesn't stand a chance. Outside the top 5 or 6, I would say, there is, off the top of my head, All We Imagine as Light. So as we all know, the Film Federation in India did not submit this movie to the Oscars. Otherwise, it would be run up automatically to Amelia Perez. But they did not submit it. So this film had the fate of Anatomy of a Fall from last season. So if Payal Kapadia were to be nominated for Best Original Screenplay, that's one slot off. After All We Imagine as Light, there's still, films like Challengers, Justin Kuritsky's. he could be nominated as well. So we don't know. So, but I do think I Saw the TV Glow is very far below, which makes me somewhat disappointed because I do think it deserves more recognition. And in the same breath, on this note, the song Starburnt and Unkissed was definitely snubbed. It didn't appear on the Oscar shortlist. I mean, maybe as a consolation, we might see it on the BAFTA long list in 2 weeks' time when the list is released on the 3rd of January, Friday. So thanks a lot for watching. Once again, just like to apologize for my long hiatus. At the risk of embarrassing myself again, I don't think I'm gonna promise the new or upcoming videos on this channel, but I will make an effort to try to make a reaction video to the eventual Oscar nominations, or at least an afterthought video. Yeah. Also, this is my first time attempting this format, which is a compilation of film reviews. So if you enjoy what you see, and if you think it's interesting enough, yet still digestible, do leave a like and comment down below. So then in the future, I might make more compiled film reviews videos. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna link my Letterboxd list to the Singapore International Film Festival, the movies that I watched, my watched list in the description below. Be sure to check it out to check out what I saw, check out the rankings, and of course do stay tuned for some of the other film reviews or for the other movies that I caught at the festival. And on this note, I'd like to give a shout out to Singapore International Film Festival, SGIFF, and I do recommend it. So if you are based in Singapore, or if you're traveling to Singapore or the region from late November to early to the second week of December each year, that's usually when they hold the festival. It's a fantastic lineup of movies every year, very diverse. They try to get titles from all over the world. The lineup last year had Poor Things. So actually every year I also look forward to this flagship film festival in Singapore to try to catch not only the films that interest me, but also some prospective awards players. And yeah, it's just a fantastic festival, so be sure to check it out in the future when the time comes. Lastly, you know it, follow my socials, Twitter, my blog, Letterboxd, which I already be linking it in the description below. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.